Hello and welcome. We are back again with question number 8 from the series 37 toughest interview questions, and today we are going to discuss a very interesting question that can get you disqualified if you really jumble up or mumble up or get nervous before the interviewer. And what is this question? Now this question actually comes up every time because this is a personal favorite with the interviewers and they want to see you disqualified because this question is actually asked because they see you or your experience as a threat. Now, how will you prepare for this question? And this question is a must for every session, every interview that you're going to go through. Make sure you share this video with those who are going to take this interview by tomorrow or this week or maybe whenever, because this very question, today's session will actually prepare you for this very question very smartly. So what is this question? This question is, aren't you overqualified? Now this can actually give some jitters to the very experienced people as well. So if you are a specialist, even then if you're not prepared for this question, you might actually get a bit jittery, a bit nervous with this question if you're not prepared. So how will you prepare with this question? Here's how. So before you really answer, because there is no direct or correct answer to this question, you should always answer this question with a pop-up question, a question that you should direct to the interviewer instead. Okay, you throw back your answer with a question, and that is, what does overqualified mean for the company? And make sure you mention the word company and the company's name, because you should show that you're concerned not about the role but the company first. So when you actually throw back your answer with a question, the interviewer will actually get unseated. They would not be expecting this kind of question from you. So they will now mumble and jumble some sort of answer and concoct any kind of answer they might actually want to try to make up. So when they're actually doing that, you actually break them and give them your ideas and options. Tell them, okay, fine, let me add to this. I have some ideas, but before I actually go over the ideas now, over here now you are actually proving yourself to be smarter than the interviewer, and by this time the interviewer will be a little bit on the back foot and a little bit nervous as well. So that's where you actually win and score 1 point above the interviewer, ahead of the interviewer. Now tell them, give them this comparative. What if you actually have to hire an executive over a overqualified specialist? What do you think? Who would cost more, the executive or the specialist? Because the executive will take like 3-4 months or maybe 6 months, and when that executive trains and learns in your company, they will actually exit, who knows. But a specialist, of course, they don't need so much training or so much of your focus or attention or investment. They would be performing from day one or from the week one after the orientation. But an executive can be expensive, and if they leave the company, that's disastrous, because they might actually leave with your secrets. But a specialist, they know how to multitask, how to handle people, how to take the company forward, and that's what I specialize in, and that's what I've been doing, and that's why I'm so much experienced, right? So that's how you answer this question, with an idea that will pop up in their mind that this is the person, the right person that they're talking to. Then continuing with that comparative, tell them, ask them, where would you see most pressure, with the executive or with the specialist? Of course, not with the specialist, because the specialist knows how to execute his role and execute his public relations, and he would know how to put forward the company and take forward the focus of the company and expand it, right? That's a given. An executive, they wouldn't know what is the vision of the company and what the targets. And speaking of targets, again, let me tell you what the competitors are about to do. Now over here at this point, you should know what their competitors are, what they're up to, what their projects are, what their next quarter would look like, and so give them this strategy. Look, this is what your competitor is going to do in the next quarter, and they're expecting this result. By this time, you should also know what this company is capable of and what projects they are running right now. So you should do some homework before actually heading to this interview, and that's how you will be prepared for this question. So talk about the opportunities of the market, and that's how you will actually handle the moment, and that's how you will take away the heat of this question, that aren't you overqualified? I mean, the interviewer actually is trying to ask you, aren't you disqualified yet? But now, by this time, the steam would be over. It would have settled down, and the interviewer would just be listening to you. So make sure you work on the company, do the homework, make a list of the options and ideas and the projects and what will be your commitments comes next. Talk about the focus. Why actually are you overqualified and suitable, the most suited for this role? You should actually know that. So next comes in after you have made the list and shifted their focus. Talk about commitment. What are you going to do in this very role, and what are your plans for the next quarter, and what would be the results looking like after a quarter or after a month or after like 6 months? That will actually show you that you're prepared for this role, and that a specialist, an overqualified specialist, can handle people, can handle tasks, can handle goals, the company, the focus, and of course they will see that the company will grow under your wings. And that's how, if you position yourself in such a manner, you have this job, really. So the best answers for this will actually might stand, because I told you in the very beginning that there is no correct or right or straightforward answer to this question. You have to engage the interviewer and push him to the back foot. You have to force them. So this is how you smartly push them to the back foot without them feeling it. So the best answers can start like this. Well, overqualified for this role can be an overstatement. So let me elaborate. And that's how you continue with what I've actually shared with you today. And also, don't use the word role whenever you are facing this question. Use the word company and use the name of the company. That's much more better. So make sure you actually get prepared for this question, because this is going to break many nut cracks along the way, and you will actually go ahead of those nut cracks. Make sure to like this channel, subscribe it, and share with your friends who are going to sit in an interview. Make sure they don't miss this question. Until next time, have a good day. Bye bye.